threads of ember and shadow. Spark woke to the scent of scorched rope and the sharp bite of mountain dawn on her bare shoulders. Her rune-forged armor, every blazing plate, was gone. One ember still hissed on the hostile stone floor, angry as a wasp. "Wonderful," she muttered, kicking aside a half-burned travel cloak. The magma vents far below painted the sky-bridge town of Ember Pass in queasy orange. Gearless here meant toll guards would shake you down or toss you off the bridge for sport. A boot scuffed behind her. Spark spun, fists sparking. Instead of a thief, she collided with a woman whose presence swallowed every sound the moment they touched. No echo, no heartbeat, just a thudding hush so thick it rang in her skull. Dark eyes like polished obsidian regarded her, calm, assessing. The stranger's bald head bore faint runes that shimmered where dawnlight kissed them. She wore shadow silk that drifted like smoke. "The silencing veil," Spark mouthed, recognizing the infamous magic even if she couldn't hear her own voice. That made this silent ghost Vaelith Nixthorn, the Dreadweaver, rogue whisper elf, and broker of secrets. Vaelith's lips curled in a mirthless half-smile. She let the veil fall. Sound rushed back in a gasp. "You know my tricks, but I don't know why a fire guardian is prowling Ember Pass half-naked." "My armor was stolen!" Spark snapped. "And unless you plan to duel me for the privilege of laughing, step aside!" Vaelith's gaze flicked to Spark's exposed collarbone, where scorched linen revealed a faint spiral glyph, the first weave sigil, etched into the lining of her missing pauldron years ago. Hunger lit the elf's eyes. "Whoever took your plates cares little for coin," Vaelith said. "That glyph is a key, and keys open vaults." She twirled a bone needle the length of her forefinger, oath-pierce if rumors held true, letting ghost thread glitter between her nails. "Help me reach the vault. I'll help you reclaim your armor." Spark hated bargains, but she hated walking home in her underwrappings more. "Fine, but no stitching parts of me into your collection." "Yet," Vaelith murmured, and bled a drop of her own blood onto the thread to seal their pact. Stitch Market Descent. They traced ash prints across the bridge to a collapsed aqueduct that now dangled over a chasm like a ribcage. Beneath it lurked the Stitch Market, black market bazaar, where smugglers traded enchanted relics like trinkets. Vaelith thread-stepped first, her form unspooling into black-silver strands and slipping through a fresh fracture in reality. She reappeared on a balcony above, whisper cloak billowing. Spark cursed. Teleporting twice a day would tear most mages apart, yet Vaelith made it look graceful. Spark climbed the scaffolds by hand, fingers leaving faint trails of ember light. From above, she saw her armor displayed on an iron stand ringed by violet lanterns, bait for anyone foolish enough to steal it back. Guards patrolled in 6-minute rotations. Vaelith flicked 2 fingers. Distract. Spark ducked to a stall of fire moss, scraped a fistful into a clay vial, and lobbed it. The moss ignited mid-air, spraying green-gold flames. Alarms clanged. In the chaos, Vaelith drifted silent as a breeze, cutting the armor free. But the stand hissed. Rune wire tightened like a noose. "Trap," Vaelith warned. From the shadows emerged the Soul Stitcher, an elf wearing a cloak sewn from screaming faces. "Teacher," he purred to Vaelith, "you left me threadbare. I wove my own nightmares." Vaelith's composure cracked for a single breath. Spark stepped forward. "You stole my gear. I'm taking it back. Move!" The Stitcher lifted twin-needle swords humming with stolen life. "You'll give me the flame of a guardian, little spark. Your soul will glow nicely in my quilt." Duel of Ember and Thread. Sound vanished again as Vaelith raised the silencing veil. Within that void the fight began. No clash, only raw motion. Spark seized a rusted iron grate, channeling wildfire through metal until it glowed white. She swung, arc of heat illuminating Vaelith, trading elegant strikes with her former student. Ghost Thread slashed invisible lines that sliced stone like butter. Vaelith faltered. One thread step left today, yet backlash threatened to unravel her nerves. Desperate, she jabbed Oathpierce into Spark's shoulder, not to wound, but to soul-stitch a sliver of Spark's courage into herself. Memories of blazing battlefields flooded Vaelith. Spark felt her knees buckle under echoed grief. "What did you just—" "Borrowed bravery," Vaelith hissed. "I'll pay it back." Empowered, she engaged the Stitcher anew, regret chain ringing as it snapped needles mid-strike. Spark shrugged pain aside and channeled a focused plume through the grate, melting the rune wire cage around her armor. Plates slammed onto her like eager pets, runes glowing as they locked to her frame. With armor returned, Spark's full flame roared. She scorched the Stitcher's cloak to ash. Vaelith, thread dancing from her fingers, bound her ex-student in spectral cords. One final snap severed his own stitch thread, and the soul thief collapsed, emptied of stolen voices. Betrayals and flares. Spark exhaled, steam rising off her pauldrons. Debt paid. Vaelith wavered, sweaty, ghost thread still glowing in her palm. Almost. She produced a small cipher panel, metal peeled from inside Spark's breastplate. This is what I needed, a map of loom gates. "You pocket-picked me during a duel?" "I multitask." Vaelith's knees buckled, soul-stitch backlash set her hands shaking. She couldn't thread-step again today. Market guards rallied at the rim of the aqueduct. Spark sighed, struck a flare, and launched it skyward. Minutes later, a sky whale courier, massive, blimp-like creature studded with cargo harnesses, swooped from cloud banks, singing in basso rumbles. Spark hauled Vaelith onto the creature's back. Wind roared, ember pass dwindled beneath. "You saved me," Vaelith whispered, half astonished. "Debts go both ways. Besides, you still owe me a shoulder patch." Vaelith laughed, soft, musical, startling even herself. "Careful, Fire Guardian. Kindness is harder to unweave than armor." She twirled the cipher panel, eyes reflecting dawn. "One stitch closer," she murmured, a promise or a threat. Spark leaned against the railing, sunrise gleaming off reclaimed plates. Below, the world unraveled into mist and ember. She realized that sometimes the quickest road home was the one you took with a stranger holding scissors to your fate. And for the first time since waking half-naked on a ruined bridge, Spark felt warm for reasons that had nothing to do with fire.